Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio. Sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Ellevo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I am Allison Kinney. Now let's take a look at what's making agricultural news. Last week, Donald Trump of the U.S. and Xi Jinping of China reached a trade and economic deal designed to ease tensions between the two countries. Of particular interest to U.S. farmers, China agrees to suspend all retaliatory tariffs that it has announced since March 4, 2025. This includes tariffs on many American exports, including chicken, wheat, corn, cotton, sorghum, soybeans, pork, beef, fruits, vegetables, and dairy products. China agreed to purchase at least 12 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans this year, and at least 25 million metric tons of soybeans in 2026, 2027, and 2028. The U.S. will further extend the expiration date for certain Section 301 tariff exclusions currently due to expire on November 29, 2025, until November 10, 2026. China will suspend the global implementation of the new export controls on rare earth materials and related measures it announced on October 9, 2025. Also making headlines, the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service will release several key agricultural reports in November, including a monthly crop supply and demand report that wasn't issued last month because of the government shutdown. According to the Post on its website, NASA released the crop production and world ag supply and demand estimates on November 14th. Reuters said that the report has been scheduled for November 10th and will provide the government's first estimate of U.S. corn and soybean production since September, when most of the Midwest harvest hadn't even begun. Multiple social media posts by U.S. farmers had said that the USDA's yield forecast was much too high. The USDA's monthly cattle on feed report will be released as scheduled on November 21st, after the October report didn't take place. Alan Featherstone of Kansas State University told AgWeb that the markets rely on those reports to figure out what's really taking place. More headlines after this.
Get the equipment and trucks you need at the Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes Regional event on November 12th and 13th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 3,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, semi-trucks, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes Regional event on November 12th and 13th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
Now back to the headlines. The U.S. Labor Department's updated shutdown plan confirms that the Office of Foreign Labor Certification will resume processing H-2A temporary labor certification applications during the lapse in appropriations. The Western Growers Association sent a letter to the White House last week asking the department to resume processing H-2A petitions during the government shutdown. As a direct response to the letter, the WGA met with senior administrative officials to outline the chief concerns and highlight the challenges of this ongoing pause in the H-2A processing is causing for producers. During the meeting, the Western growers were asked to provide data on the estimated farm losses due to the challenges associated with the shutdown. Association members provided information that was critical in the favorable decision made by the Trump administration. Page 18 of the Labor Department's contingency plan said that OFLC will process prevailing wage determinants and labor certification applications next week. Rounding out the headlines, the National Corn Growers Association called on the Environmental Protection Agency to reallocate 100% of its waivers for small refineries through a supplemental rulemaking process. A strong, transparent, and balanced renewable fuel standard remains a cornerstone of Americans' agriculture and energy success, said NCGA CEO Neil Caskey. The statement was included in stakeholders' comments submitted to the EPA at the agency's request. Under the RFS, the EPA sets the renewable volume obligations each year, specifying the amount of renewable fuels that refineries and importers of petroleum products must blend into the nation's fuel supply. The EPA has the authority to issue small refinery exemptions to refiners that can demonstrate disappropriate economic harm from compliance. NCGA has long argued that a dependable renewable fuel standard is critical to unlocking America's domestic energy potential, promoting ethanol growth, and driving corn demand. For years, the NCGA also discouraged the overuse of RFS exemptions. Now let's take a look at our markets. Brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. December corn closing in today down 2 3/4 at 431.5. March corn down 2 at 444 3/4. May corn is down 2 1/4 at 453.5. November soybeans down 11.5 at 1108 1/4. January soybeans down 12 3/4 at 1121.5. March soybeans are down 12.5 at 1127 3/4. December wheat is up 6 3/4 at 550 1/4. July wheat is up 3.5 at 580.5. December live cattle are down 442 at 227.77. February live cattle are down 502 at 225.37. December lean hogs are down 67 cents at 59.92, and January feeder cattle are down 730 at 329.22. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.